I'm very excited to introduce our special guest and an old friend of mine, Dr. Peter Wayne. Peter is a researcher and practitioner in the field of integrative and mind-body medicine and an associate professor of medicine, as well as the director of Harvard Medical School's Osher Center for Integrative Medicine. He is also the founding director of the Tree of Life Tai Chi Center in Boston and a 40-plus year long practitioner and teacher of Tai Chi and Qigong.
One of my favorite areas of research right now is around this concept called embodied cognition. And what it says is that our emotional experiences, our cognitive experiences can't happen without a physical body, and that the shapes we make and the way we move greatly affect how we feel, and how we feel affects how we move. And so initially we started with the idea of depression. We were working with a group of women with persistent post-mastectomy pain. So these are women who unfortunately have had the crisis of being diagnosed with cancer, then they go through a very long journey of chemotherapy, radiation, surgery. Many of them have bilateral mastectomies, so their physical bodies have changed. And they come out the other end of it with chronic pain. And in Western medicine, a more narrow view of that pain, they'd say, well, you have some pain in your shoulder, your back, go see a physical therapist. But what we see in thinking of this from a sort of Qigong ecological perspective is this pain is quite complicated. It involves trauma, it involves the fear of having recurrent cancer, it involves having your self-identity changed. There's grief, there's anxiety, there's depression, etc. And so this pain is quite complicated. So we taught these women a 12-week course of Qigong, Baduan Jin, the eight brocades. And they stand in a circle, and not only are they doing movement to stretch and sort of reshape the tissues, but they're learning how to breathe differently, they're learning how to rest in their body, to be grounded, to be kind to themselves, to listen inside. And we saw remarkable changes in these studies, not just in pain, but in multi-dimensions of pain, not just in physical pain, but multi-dimensions of pain, depression, anxiety, grief. And what we've learned from this, that goes back to your original question, is shape and emotion go together. So over time, we were able to measure these women's body shape. And they went from sunken shape that we see, sort of sunken chi and a little trauma shape in this position, to a much more open, free shape. And what we see is really nice connections between their levels of depression, anxiety, and their shape. And this is just not something that's commonly known in Western science. But in Tai Chi and Qigong, we know that when we hold these shapes, they not only change your physical body and your heart rate, but they change your whole affect, your chi field.